Why is there a small round box with a spring at the back of the bike? And if you boil the water, the bacteria present in it die. But if you put the same water in the freezer and make it ice, why don't the bacteria die? And why is there a small round hole just below the tap in the sink? And the most important question, why are these small stones put on the train tracks? And what is their purpose? You will get the answer to all this in this video. And the following points will surprise you and will also look interesting. So watch the video till the end. Number 1. Have you ever wondered why there is a small round hole just below the tap in your sink? At first glance, it seems that this is just a part of the design, but to be honest, the small hole saves you from a big problem. Actually, it is called an overflow hole. You can get a little idea from the name. Its job is to prevent the sink from overflowing. Imagine if you forgot to close the tap and the water kept flowing. If this hole was not there, all the water would have spread to the bathroom or room in a few minutes. But because of this hole, extra water goes straight into the drain pipe, which means the small hole saves your floor from becoming a swimming pool. But that's not all. This hole also increases the speed of water draining in the sink. When you open the main hole of the sink, the water comes out smoothly because the small hole pulls the air inside and breaks the vacuum. If this was not there, the water would often drain slowly. Let's say you know this fact today. Now go home and check if there is this hole in your sink or not, and tell me the result in the comments. Number 2. Have you ever thought, whenever you go to catch a train, there is a thick layer of small stones on both sides of the tracks? But the question is, why doesn't the railway put soil or sand? Why always stones? Actually, these stones are called ballasts or track gravel. It sounds simple, but they do a great job. The first thing is to keep the track stable. Think about it. A train weighs as much as thousands of elephants. When such a heavy thing passes at high speed, there will be a lot of pressure on the track. If there was only soil at the bottom, it would be pressed quickly and the track would become crooked. But the stones act as a shock absorber. These stones absorb vibrations, hold the track firmly, and keep it straight. The second thing is to give way to water. If it rains and water stops on the track, it can cause rust on the iron and wood. But these stones flush the water down to the ground. That is, these small stones not only hold the train, but also protect the track from sinking. You can also understand it like this. We put a book or stone on flying paper to stop it from moving in the air. Similarly, these stones protect the track from being pressed and shaken. But the difference is that the paper only flies in the air and a little weight is enough to stop it. The weight of the train, however, is thousands of tons, and it also passes at such a high speed that if the track moves even a little, there can be a big accident. Therefore, stones are not only for weight, but also designed to absorb vibrations, give way to water, and keep the track straight. So next time you see these stones near the tracks, don't make the mistake of thinking they are useless. Number 3. Have you ever thought, if you boil the water, the bacteria present in it die? But if you put the same water in the freezer and turn it into ice, then why don't those bacteria die? It's a little weird. They die in the heat, but they survive in the cold. So what is the secret? Actually, when we boil the water to 100 degrees, the bacteria's protein and cell wall are completely destroyed in this heat. That is, their body structure is broken and they cannot survive. But when the water turns into ice, the temperature definitely drops, but this only slows down the bacteria's life process. The cold can freeze them, but does not kill them. That's why the things kept in the freezer don't get spoiled quickly, because the bacteria's activity stops. But as soon as you melt the ice and the water reaches normal temperature, the bacteria become active and start growing again. That means, after making ice, they go into a dream's world for a while, but to kill them, the water will have to boil. Number 4. Have you ever noticed? There is a small box-like part attached to the back of the bike with the spring. At first glance, it seems that this is just an extra part of the spring, but to be honest, the small box works to save your ride from shocks. Actually, it is called a suspension damper. Now listen to the work. When the bike collides with a pit or speed breaker, the spring moves up and down. If there was only a spring, your bike would jump like someone jumping on a trampoline. The ride would be completely unstable. This small box is useful here. It has a system of oil and valves. When the spring is pressed, the oil moves here and there under pressure and controls the extra bounce of the spring. This means that this box makes the spring smooth and balances the ride. Hope you guys like and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for your loving comments.